Hi guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel, and in today's video we're going to be going through a couple of little mods that you can do to your Volvo S80, your P3 Volvo, so V70, XC70, or just any sort of Volvo in general that can bring it up to modern standards. Now this is obviously a 2009 car, it's 12 years old, and since then technology has come a long way. I mean, just take a look at the Golf here and the X3. And now we've actually had the new 3 Series delivered, which is just around the corner, but I'm going to make a video on that separately. But yeah, lots changed in the last 12 years in terms of technology. This can vary from little things such as styling, etc. You'll notice that all the new cars have got sort of a apron on the front, and that's for pedestrian safety, whereas this car will pull you under. As will the Jeep, but that's a different story. So yeah, let's get into them now. Now the first thing I do, because I quite like this sort of era of cars, is upgrade the headlights. Now as standard, halogens haven't got the best reputation compared to stuff like the LEDs on the laser lights and things like that. So what I've done is I've just put some upgraded halogen bulbs in. Now these are H9s, they're Osram, the super bright LED look ones, quite cool. As you can see, the bulb's almost blue in there. Well, it is blue in there. So these are fantastic. Now I've had Osrams on every car that I've owned. I like cars with halogen bulbs because they're just easy to replace. I mean, if you get a running light go out on that Golf, it's a trip to the dealership, whereas on here you can go to any petrol station, buy a bulb and be on your way. It just makes sense in my sort of head to change it for something you can buy parts for. So yeah, that's why I've gone for that. And these headlights are just as good as any of the sort of LED ones in my opinion. These bulbs are fantastic. Now these are the ones that have the slightly shorter life, but because I've put them in the main beam, then it doesn't really matter, because you don't drive with your main beams on all the time. Now another thing I've done with the lighting is replaced them with LEDs. Now the later generation Volvo S80s did start coming with LEDs sort of after 2014, but what I've done is I've replaced the side marker lights and the parking lights with LEDs, which I will show you now. Get them to come on. So that's the sort of idle. There you go, and it just gives the car a bit more of a modern look, because the way that Volvo designed these headlights, it's sort of got a reflective strip all the way around, and it lights up quite nicely. So they're a good little addition, and something that can modernise your Volvo quite easily. Now the next thing is, again, something I stick on all of my cars, are these wind deflectors. Now modern cars nowadays have much more protection from the elements when you open the window. You'll notice on the A-pillars they kick out slightly, and there's a slight overhang to protect you. This is also to stop rain and stuff coming in as well, because as you see, the angle, if we were to open the window there, rain would just drop into the car. So modern cars are slightly better designed in that respect. So I've added these Climb Air wind deflectors. Now these are about 40 quid for a set, back and front. And not only do they stop rain coming in, etc., but they also make a massive difference when you're opening your window at sort of motorway speeds. You can have the window open fairly low down and you don't get any of the buffeting, you don't get any sort of air flying in your face and ruining your hair or anything like that. They do make a massive difference. So that's something I definitely recommend if you want to improve the comfort of your car. That's something, yeah, that I would recommend doing. Now you'll notice here there's a halogen glow from under the mirrors. Now these cars, oh, it's just gone off actually. These cars were fitted with the under mirror lighting, the flood lighting. Now the plan is to replace these with LEDs, just because again a lot of modern cars have the bright puddle down lighters there, and I think it will be a much more beneficial thing to do those. Just again, it just makes the car look more modern, but also gives you those convenience features that these older cars tend to not have. A, because either they were expensive options, or B, because they were just not around at the time. So let's move on to the interior. Now the interior on these cars is I think, quite sort of a timeless design. I'm much more of a fan of buttons than I am touchscreens. So for me, this interior is perfect. It's got everything I need right there. The gauge cluster is LED, or it's got LED downlighting, and the TFT it's not TFT, is it? The liquid crystal displays don't look too bad in my opinion. The way that it moves around the dial is fairly modern and artistic, but there are a few things, such as the ability to play music through Bluetooth, that are lacking. Now what I've done to fix that is install a little Bluetooth receiver module from Taltronics. This was 40 quid on Amazon, really cheap, but it does the trick. It plugs straight into your aux cable, charges off with the USB, and yeah, allows me to play all of my music high quality through here. And to be honest, it's something that I couldn't live without now. I turn it on every time I use the car. Again, another thing that this car lacks is the amount of USB ports and fast charging. So I've just chucked in a little charger there. It's not the most smart solution, and I will work on integrating more and more, rather than it just being stuck there. I want to integrate it into the dashboard, into the center console, but for now it's doing the job really well. Excuse the mess, it's absolutely filthy, isn't it? And that, yeah, is something again that just you miss in older cars. So I'm really glad I've gone for that. Now there's one more thing regarding performance. And obviously this car as standard isn't too bad in performance. It's the twin turbo D5, 0 to 60 in about 7 seconds, 205 brake as standard. So they're fairly pokey, but obviously modern cars are getting better, they're getting more powerful, more efficient. And so what I've done, well, this car had done, is the Polestar optimization. Now as you can see, we've got the badge there, and essentially what this does is it gives us an extra 50 brake horsepower, extra 50 newton meters of torque, and really boosts the performance of the car, improves MPG. And the good thing about the Polestar one is, because it's a dealer option, you get full factory warranty maintained on the car. Not that there's any warranty left, but the engine's warranted from Polestar, so if they can attribute any engine failures to the Polestar map, they will fix it under a warranty, which is really good. And also, if you've bought the Volvo Select warranty for your car, again, Polestar will not affect it. So yeah, that's sort of it, guys, in terms of modifications. That's all I've done really to my car. Like I said, there's a few things that I want to do, but overall these cars are coping very well and they are fairly timeless. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys have done to your Volvo to bring it into the sort of the 20s, and yeah, I'll see you next video. Cheers.